gotta decide what songs I'm singing. Okay, I'm definitely singing that one. Starts inside. Oh, yeah. Yes. This is something else. Sitar.
That's a sitar. Okay.
Yes.
I guess I've never seen one in person. I know the sound,
Well,
but it is just magnificent.
yeah. It's a beauty. I've had it. I've had this sitar since I was 16 years old.
Really?
So like 40 years.
That's so special. Oh, love it. And look, you're just surrounded with technology
I know. I got all my
and
toys.
history and
That's it. This is my happy place.
We are Good morning. And welcome to all of you that are here in the sanctuary and also all of you that are online. My name is Bruce Baird, and I serve on your board of directors for UoT of Tustin, and I'm glad you're all here. A reminder to please take a moment to silence your cell phones. Craig Stephen Phillips is with us today, providing the wisdom to live with peace in uncertain times. Our musical guest is Nick Young. He is a master of the sitar and was impressive during his first visit with us. Nick will be offering a sound bath at 1 o'clock today, and it's open to all, and it's based on a love offering. So encourage you, if you can, to attend. It'll be a really nice event. Mark your calendars for the annual Blue Christmas event, which will be on December 5th at 7 p.m. Sometimes the holidays can be a challenging time for those that are experiencing loss and grief. And this service is an opportunity for you to acknowledge that reality. Also, on Saturday, December 7th, the church will be hosting United in Light. Again this year, but it will only be for one night. All the Christmas traditions of many lights, Christmas carols, hot chocolate, and Santa Claus will be part of the celebration. Many groups and individuals are gathering on Saturday, November 30th, to decorate our gardens. Finally, today is the interfaith service at 4 p.m. at Temple Beth Shalom, where our Unity Choir is singing under the direction of Carol Roman. So this is the Sunday for the board update. You received a full report of what the board is discussing and addressing and supporting at the community meeting last Sunday. So today, I would like to share what it is like for me to participate on your board of directors. Many of you know that in the past, there has been board dissension, even resulting in resignation of board members. That is very much not the case in the last 2 years since I have been serving on your board. So far this year, all motions have been passed unanimously. That does not mean that we don't have discussion before wording the final motion. We just discuss the business item until we have consensus. One event that helps us know each other and work as a team and come to a consensus is after the opening prayer, each member shares a cleansing statement as to what is on their mind or happening in their life. This is followed by the board member sitting next to you offering affirmative prayer as to what you have just shared and then sharing their own cleansing statement. This is a great way for us to get started. Many of you have recently studied the 15 commitments of conscious leadership in various spirit groups. For over a year, the board has been reviewing one of the commitments at each meeting with a presentation by one of the board members. This practice has helped us understand our responsibility as a board member and has been very helpful in staying above the line in addressing the business of the church. As vice president, I am responsible for a list of action items that are a result of our discussions of the various agenda items. This keeps us all including our Chief Evolutionary Officer and Executive Director, accountable and on task. All in all, we have fun and we get things done. If this sounds like something that you would like to be a part of, please consider running for next year's board. And now, please stand and join in for our congregational song.
Be seated.
Good morning. My name is Jack Ragland. It is my honor and privilege today to light the Christ candle and read the daily word. The Christ candle is a symbol of that Christ presence within each and every one of us, which is our center, which is our true nature, which shines through our eyes out into the world and guides and leads us on our way. The word for today is prosperity. The affirmation, I release worry and know prosperity. The biblical reference comes from the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 25. Therefore I tell you, do not worry about your life, what you will eat or what you will drink, or about your body, what you will wear. Is not life more than food and the body more than clothing. Perhaps the greatest gift of a prosperity consciousness is freedom from worry. It is knowing that as a divine being, I can draw from an infinite storehouse of divine ideas and prosper myself in infinite ways. This awareness helps me keep the things of the world in proper perspective. Like anyone, I know times of plenty and times of lack. Understanding my prosperity as a spiritual truth and not the quality or number of my possessions or the amount of money I have in the bank gives me agency to direct my life. I am prosperous. As I affirm this truth again and again, I grow richer in divine ideas, the building blocks of everything on earth. I will repeat the affirmation 2 more times. The second time, I invite each and every one of you to join me in this glorious affirmation. I release worry and know prosperity. All together.
All right. I want to invite everyone to join in on the chorus of this song. It's Love Starts Inside. You'll hear it. Good morning, love. Good morning, spirit. I'm giving thanks every moment that I'm near it. The divine reflection in all the faces I see. This is the blessing spirit looking back at me. Yeah, love starts inside. There's no way around it. Love starts inside. I'm so glad that we found it. Love starts inside. And that is the reason love starts inside. For this happy feeling we have come together on this beautiful day to celebrate our love, meditate, affirm and pray. When we come together we cause our love to amplify, breaking down the walls, separating you and I. Yeah, love starts inside. There's no way around it. Love starts inside. I'm so glad that we found it. Love starts inside. And that is the reason love starts inside. For this happy feeling, thank you for being just who you are. Whole, complete and perfect, shining like a star. We make a place for love to grow. We share this blessing everywhere we go. Please take care of you. Love yourself unconditionally. And now share that love with all the people you see. Yeah, love starts inside. There's no way around it. Love starts inside. I'm so glad that we found it. Love starts inside. And that is the reason love starts inside with this happy feeling. Woo!
Thank you, Nick. So delighted to have Nick here again today. Wow. Oh. How's everybody today? Good, good, good. Beautiful fall day out. Like a prayer, huh? Everything like a prayer if we're being present to this moment. Thank you. Including the little disco song that came up. Surprised some of you didn't jump up and start dancing. So make sure that your things are silenced, right? So as we come to pray, very naturally, after this beautiful music and beautiful word today, let's close our eyes for a moment. Notice, right when you close your eyes, there's a shift. Tony, you can start to bring the lights down. But there's a shift into prayer just from closing the eyes. As we heard in the song, we turn within. And as we turn within, let's notice what's going on. The breath is happening. So take a breath, take a mindful breath. Maybe your first of the day. And as you breathe, get a sense that your breath is flowing through an opening in your chest. Let it flow right into your heart. Let this breath today be the breath of peace, the breath of the Holy Spirit, the breath of love. And as you breathe into the heart, let this breath sweep your heart of any heaviness or worry or fear, judgment, despair, any negativity. Let it sweep your heart. And as you breathe out through the chest, let it carry it all out. Empty, empty, empty. The only way you could hold on to this today is if you want to. Clearing the space out for prayer. And as you take a breath again into the heart, feel your presence in your heart. Feel your awareness there as if you're kneeling down within to the divine, to God, to the highest awareness, the Christ that you are. And as you kneel there for a few moments, bring the prayer of your heart this morning. I always say when I'm here, I don't know what you need. You do. In that space of peace in the heart, pray for what you most need. And know that your petition is being heard. It is present in the heart because God is. Let your prayer now begin to fall into silence. As it falls into silence, I'm going to read the words this morning of what is known as the Peace Prayer, or the Prayer of St. Francis. of course, this was not actually written by St. Francis. It was written by a French priest, 1912, I believe it was, Father Bracriel, on the dawn of World War I. What a fitting prayer for our times. Listen deeply. Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. Where there is sadness, joy. O Divine Master, grant that I may not so much seek to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love. For it is in giving that we receive. It is in pardoning that we are pardoned, and it is in dying that we are born to eternal life. And let me say, Father Bracriel was not talking about literally dying. He was talking about the death of our ego, the death of our sense of separation from our fellow human beings, which is rising now. When that dies, the Christ emerges and we are one. Feel it. Feel it.
I found a place in my heart. It's the place where love begins. A place of ease and grace and harmony. And when stormy weather comes, I have everything I need. Let the rain water the ground, I'll plant the seed. And it's not a long road to travel to be where you want to be. The world is waiting for you to come around. And everything you need is in the rain and in the seed. You, my love, are rich and fertile ground. So gather up your sorrows, gently let them go. They've given all they have to give to you. Turn toward the light of a beautiful new day. It's time to plant the seed of something new. And it's not a long road to travel to be where you want to be. The world is waiting for you to turn around. And everything you need is in the rain and in the seed. You, my love, are rich and fertile ground. Tend your garden with love. Give thanks when the rain comes. Only plant the seeds you want to grow. Pull out all the weeds. Set your garden free. You always will reap just as you sow. 'Cause it's not a long road to travel to be where you want to be. The world is waiting for you to turn around. And everything you need is in the rain and in the seed. You, my love, are rich and fertile ground. It's not a long road to travel to be where you want to be. The world is waiting for you to turn around. And everything you need is in the rain and in the seed. You, my love, are rich and fertile ground.
As we come to meditation this morning, we may notice meditation is happening for many of you. A sense of ease, a sense of presence here and now. As we come to meditation, I encourage you to let the mind rest. Just in this moment, lay your mind down at the feet of peace. Listen to these words from Maharishi Mahesh Yogi. I know that my friend Jean-Claude read these in meditation this morning, but they're worth hearing again. The goal of meditation is the state of enlightenment. This simply means we experience inner calmness, that quiet state of stillness, even when we are outwardly busy. If world peace is to be established, peace in the individual must be established first. Meditation brings peace directly to the individual. There is nothing in life to take seriously except the peace and joy of life. Feel your breath like a gift again, breathing not only into the chest and heart, but feel that your breath is expanding and also flowing in through your forehead. Breathe deep. Sweeping the mind now of all worry, all fear, judgment, stress, with a willingness to let it go on the out-breath. Just let go. Everything that is non-peace flowing out of the mind. And as you draw your next in-breath, gently repeat to yourself, breathing in, I calm body and mind. Breathing out, I am at peace. Breathing in, I calm body and mind. Breathing out, I am at peace. As you breathe again through the forehead, feel that inner peace within. As you breathe in, let your awareness begin to settle right in the middle of your head, like you've taken up residence in an old cave there, though no visualization is necessary. Just feel it. And from that point, get a sense of sitting and looking out through your forehead. Lift your interior gaze gently. Let the body be very still. As if you're looking out through the forehead into a vast, open sky. Sky of peace. And this morning, we're going to be bringing a little prayer or mantra to the mind to repeat for a few moments. Many of you perhaps are experiencing some form of stress in your life right now. This is quite common. Worry, fear, anxiety. This mantra is an antidote to those negativities. The mantra that we'll be repeating is the prayer Shema. Shema. You can begin to repeat that as I say a few more words. Shema. No, internally. Shema. Internally. Let it just begin to resonate in the mind like calling the name of an old friend. Shema. The meaning of this mantra is perfect. It means peace of mind or calmness. As you repeat the mantra, let your awareness rest in its vibration this morning. Lay down your worries and your cares for a few moments as you repeat this. And when you notice that your awareness drifts away, perhaps into something that will happen later, or am I doing this right, or why are we repeating a Sanskrit word, or whatever, in that moment, gently come back in the name of peace and incline easily back into the sound of Shema. Repeat the mantra until I say let it go. Resting, opening, at ease and at peace in the word Shema. 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 Very gently now, let the mantra go. And simply rest for a moment in the space in the mind that is opened where the mantra was. Rest there and listen. 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 As we continue to rest for a few moments, bring this question to the quiet and silence around your thoughts. Am I at peace now? Am I at peace now? And finally, this question to the silence around your mind. What would I have to do to be at peace all the time? What would I have to do to be at peace continually, no matter the outer circumstances? I invite everyone this morning to continue to rest in this deep peace within. Even as you hear the few words that I'll speak, notice that you can continue to just rest in this. So many are longing for rest now in this peace. So give yourself that gift this morning as we continue. The world as we know, and this has been happening in the building for many, many years, is in a state of spiritual crisis. What I'm saying is probably not new to many of you. You may not have put it in those words. But it's a state of spiritual crisis. And it's happening not only collectively, but it's happening individually. They are one. It's happening not only in our country, but it's happening globally. The symptom of this spiritual crisis is a lack of peace in the human heart and mind. And as this sense of non-peace is growing, also what has been growing is a sense of materialism. Materialism is not necessarily just looking for who we are and peace by getting more stuff, although that is definitely going on. Materialism is that part of creation that draws us away from the very source of our life, the very space that we can actually find peace, drawing us away from God within, drawing us away from the divine harmony that is our birthright, and drawing us ever more into the world, drawing us into conflict, drawing us to look for something outside for our salvation, for our fulfillment, for our contentment, drawing us where most of us know it cannot be found. And if it's not things or stuff that we're drawn to, it's a relationship, or it's the right job, the right amount in our 401. And beyond this, in these last couple of weeks, we look for a sense of fulfillment or salvation in some ideology, some ism, some kind of fundamentalism. And that doesn't have to be religious, by the way. Ideology, social ideology, political ideology. And as we are drawn ever more into thinking, and the mind speeds up, thinking that we can find peace in these outer structures, the opposite happens, doesn't it? Peace eludes us. Peace seems far, far away, and we convince ourselves that if things just changed outside, I could be at peace. Has this ever been true for you? Look this morning. As we look outside, this feeling is giving rise if we look. And to me, this is the basis of the spiritual crisis humanity is in. We are feeling ever more separate from each other. This separation is growing individually and collectively as more and more we gravitate to certain people who agree with us. We look for those people who have a worldview the same as ours. And anybody who doesn't, you know what you do. You know, I see a lot of nodding. That's honesty. Can I use this word? There's even a demonization of those that we don't agree with. A separation that is growing, this chasm. And by the way, not just here, globally. There's 10 places I could say out loud right now, and you all know. Because the outer is a mirror of what is happening in individual consciousness. This judging, this moving apart, this thinking that we're right about what the way we see the world, but others are wrong. And we're reeling, as I said, to demonize these people as if they're non-human. Instead of understanding, instead of compassion, instead of getting into their shoes. Outside we see it as this: 32 armed conflicts going on in the world right now, maybe more. My words today are not political, but I'll tell you this. Our own government has spent $8 trillion on weapons of war since 9/11. Breathe that in. What would Yeshua, Jesus, say about that? The Prince of Peace. This conflict is growing not only individually, but collectively, as we all know. What is the antidote? The antidote is doing what we're doing right here. It's interesting. To me, I look at what happened a week and a half ago as a really good stroke of luck. There is no luck, but good fortune. Because to me, it's calling all of us to have a look in the mirror and really come to what we feel is our spiritual practice. Now, I don't know about you, but the teachers that I follow, the teachers who have given me my life, literally, every single one of them, Jesus, Yeshua, the Buddha, Lao Tzu, and all the disciples of theirs that have come afterwards have basically taught one thing. You are here to wake up to your oneness with all life, including the neighbor that you judge. Judge not, Yeshua said, or you will be judged. What is that judgment? No peace. Look inside yourself. When we judge, when we have a feeling of moral superiority of any kind over somebody, no peace. Righteousness, no peace. It seems to me that in this spiritual crisis, we are being called to recommit to what our spiritual values are. Not just to pay them lip service when things go the way we want them to in the outer world. And by the way, I'll tell you, I have no stake in that game out there. I'm not saying this to be provocative. I don't care. I'll tell you what I care about. I care about what these masters pointed us to if we want peace, if we want salvation, if we want to walk through the world as a service rather than a hindrance to other human beings. They told us this, turn within. Nick's song said this, the Daily Word said this, turn within and find that which you are. Yeshua is described as the Christ. Who is the Christ? Look in the mirror. He came here to tell us, you are the Christ. When you are the Christ, you have a vision of oneness. Even your enemy, he said, love your enemy. Love those that spite you. When they slap you on the right cheek, give them the left also. When they take you to court for your cloak, give them your coat as well. Non-resistance. Non-resistance. Do you hear this? Resistance is not only something that's physical, it is an internal alignment with the Christ, where love, compassion, kindness flow from you to everyone. You notice that Yeshua sat with everybody? He particularly liked the prostitutes and the tax collectors and the outcasts, didn't he? A lot of those might be people that voted differently than you. A lot of those may have a different ideology halfway around the world. But inside, Yeshua saw their humanity. He saw the Christ light in every pair of eyes. By the way, I could just have said this about the Buddha, about Lao Tzu. Their power came because when they met somebody, they did not see a personality. They saw the divine, eternal being shining from their eyes. Can we do that? I know it's difficult. We get caught in these differences and these things that are separating us, don't we? As far as I can see, that's the practice they gave us. Go beyond your sense of separation. When you turn within and enter the kingdom within, as Yeshua said, you will know that peace, and you will see that peace everywhere and in every human heart. Everything is divine and filled with the light. He called it kingdom consciousness. The Buddha called it the pure land. Isn't that beautiful? The pure land. Hey, we're living there now. It's not going to come 4 years from now when you think somebody else got in that you like. Has that ever been the case? No. If I were to say there is no political solution to this spiritual crisis, what would you say? Amen. Yes. This is a crisis of faith, of turning within and actually practicing what our teachers are telling us, meeting people where they are. How is compassion, as we heard in the prayer of St. Francis, how is love going to happen if we are not that love, if we are not that peace, if we are not that compassion and kindness toward others? It's time to move beyond these superficial differences into the power and oneness of the Christ, of our Buddha nature. It's calling us. Many of you have been doing spiritual practices for a long time. Maybe you got really upset about what happened a week ago. Or maybe you're very upset, and I understand, about what's happening over, you pick the country. It's insane, isn't it? Here's what I would say. Challenge yourself. Are you living by Yeshua's teaching of non-resistance? Resist not evil, he said, in any form. Are you living by that love in your own consciousness? Not perfectly, but are you willing to start? It's amazing how when things don't happen the way we think we should, all the spirituality goes right out the window. We're calling our friend, can you believe what happened? I just can't believe it. Some of you meditated that morning, but like this, right? Now's the time. Now is the time. We are at the crisis point, aren't we? I feel it. There is an urgency for us to take up the call that these teachers gave us. Now is the time. Yeshua's voice is ringing loud and clear. Can we make it our practice to meet everyone, despite their differences, for their humanity, for the Christ that they are? You know, I was thinking this week, how did we get to the point collectively where we won't even sit down with our enemies anymore and dialogue? When's the last time you heard about a government using diplomacy? That word used to be big in the 70s. Remember that? Those of you that are old enough, it was called détente. What happened to that? Now leaders won't even sit down with other leaders because they are immoral. They are not worth talking to. I'm telling you, if we don't start talking to each other and dialoguing and having diplomacy, this is what we should want from our so-called leaders. That's the way to peace, talking to each other, not demonizing and vilifying someone as an enemy. When Yeshua said, love your enemies as yourself. Start there, not naively, but in a spirit of cooperation and peace for change. On an individual level, it begins with us. The truth is, most of you know, and you probably know it now, you don't have a lot of control over what's going on out there. But all the great ones told us, if we really want to have an impact out there, go here. Come here and change your awareness so that you can see the Christ everywhere and in everyone and live his teachings. Live the Buddha's non-violent teachings and carry that into your world. Reach out with understanding to someone that you may not agree with. Look at their humanity. They're not demons. They did what they had to do. We do what we have to do. Beyond those differences, we are one. And that is what every spiritual teacher has told us. Isn't it true? Yes. Difficult to live, I know. We get caught in the mind and we start judging right away. Notice that when you judge, you separate. Now it's us versus them. There's a lot of that going on right now, isn't there? And by the way, the news media, this is how they base their whole system of revenue. You might notice that. They speak to the people that agree with them, and they demonize another half. And then you go over here, and that side does the same thing. It's sides, isn't it? What if we were to just let that, our side, go and be on the side of humanity? Be on the side of Christ. Be on the side of love and compassion and peace. Walk your path like a Buddha. And when you find that you are getting stirred up and pulled into that, I said this Wednesday after the election, turn the TV off. I tell you, I've talked about this before. One of the greatest things I ever did was give up watching the news. I still know what's going on. I still know who won the election. I can tell you I watched no coverage, maybe 5 minutes. You find out who wins, that's enough. Because then you're just going to listen to people feed your belief. Yeah, I see you all nodding. You know this, and it stirs you up. Oh, you wait for 4 years. We're going to fight, fight, fight. Fight, fight, fight. How about taking a breath and being at peace, trying to understand what happened, right? Instead of distancing ourselves from it and thinking something went wrong, something went very, very right. It's going right all the time if we look at what's happening as a call from God to wake up and come home to the divine. Where else are we going to find peace in this world? Yeshua said it 2,000 years ago. The Buddha 2,300 years ago. Turn within. Be the peace. Gandhi said it, one of my favorite teachings. It resonates so clearly. Be the change that you wish to see in the world. You be the one to reach out. You be the one to bring acceptance and joy and peace and love and harmony to those that you meet, without condoning any unconscious behavior. But I'll tell you something, in my own life, I'm learning I better look in the mirror if I want to see unconscious behavior. How about I start with myself? There's plenty here to work on, isn't there? I know that is true for me. I got enough work here for the rest of my life. Thank you very much. Much easier just to love others without condoning that unconscious behavior. This is the call of our times. There's a lot of spiritual teachers talking about this now. They're out there about the crisis we are in, and that it's up to each of us to make this commitment to our spiritual path and to live it at its core now. Take that example of the great ones and live it as best you can. Make a commitment to your practices each day. Instead of watching the news, turn it off and give yourself 10 minutes of prayer and meditation. I know I hear this. I talk about this a lot on Wednesdays as well. I hear from people, I just don't have time, I'm so busy. Meanwhile, it's 10 minutes, as I've said, watching some news regurgitate something that you just heard an hour ago or yesterday, stirring you up. I can't possibly meditate now because the world, I'm just so upset. No wonder we're so on edge. That's what they want, to keep us at each other's throats so that we don't see our common humanity, that we have more in common than we do that which separates us. All of you know this is true. Those people you don't like, they're going through the same challenges that you are. They love their families the way you are. Many of them go to church the way you do. How about we start to see common? Unity, that's what we call this. Unity, united in our Christ light. The time is now. I'll be speaking about this more and more because every time that I do, and this was true on Wednesday after the election, I spoke about it again last week, because I feel this very deeply in people that I'm meeting. People always come up to me and they say, thank you. It's not just me feeling this. I'm not going crazy for feeling that the world is teetering. No, you're not going crazy. The question is, what will be your part of the solution? That's a great question. How will you live the teachings of the great ones? You're the great one. This is what they all said. You're the great one. You're the Christ. So do your practices. You can come and you can join us on Wednesdays at meditation. The group is just beautiful. Come and get a little spiritual sustenance and rest with us. Also, it's a great time to plug. Mark your calendars, because on December 14th, on Saturday, there's going to be a retreat here, a meditation retreat for 5 hours, 10:30 to 3:30 on a Saturday. Mary Jean will be helping me. She's going to lead a little section on this inner mystical body meditation. I'll be doing the rest of it, doing a lot of what we did this morning. Every section's a little different. If the weather permits, we might even do a little walking meditation. So give yourself, what better gift could you do than to give yourself a foundation like that and bring that into your life? I always say, if you have a sit like that, you'll never be the same. I see people, chuckle when I say that, because it's true. I always say, if you meditate regularly for 3 weeks, chances are you will never not meditate again. It will take a hold of you. You know why? It's because we touch down in that we long for, and it's within us. As we heard in the songs and everything today, what we are looking for is within us. Yeshua was so clear about this. The world is going to go the way it goes. My own feeling, and I could be wrong. If we think things are shaking now, just wait. I'm not saying that to put it in the field. I'm talking about reality. So, where can we go where there is no shaking, where there is peace and the kingdom awaits us? Christ was clear. The Buddha was clear. Turn within. Turn within and find that peace that you long for, even as the world may crumble around you. Ram Dass said, we are here to walk each other home. It's time now. Take the hold of the hand of the people, especially that you don't agree with on some ideology, and look beyond that and come to the spiritual place where you're one, where you're family, where we are one in the divine Christ that's looking through our eyes. The time is now. The time is now. I'm going to finish the comments today, and we can close our eyes as a little part of meditation as we come to the end. These are words that were written 2,300 years ago or so by the sage Chuangzi, the second great sage of Taoism. I read these at Wednesday meditation, last week. And these words have to do with those of you that tend to have what we'd call an Atlas complex, where you're carrying the world around on your shoulders. You think that all that worry and fear is going to help things, when all it does is tie you into knots of anxiety and fear and separation. Listen to these words written 2,300 years ago. I'm going to follow them with just a few words from the great Stephen Mitchell's commentary. Close your eyes and hear this as a meditation. Are you worried about the world? Do you think that it needs your guidance? Don't the heavens turn by themselves? Don't sun and moon find their places? What masterminds all this? What creates all the connections effortlessly? What, without any effort, makes everything happen in its own time? Is there some hidden mechanism that makes life be as it is? Don't things just happen to turn out exactly the way they do? Do clouds make the rain, or is it rain that makes up the clouds? What force puffs them and punctures them? The winds rise now in the north. They blow west, now east, and wander across the heavens. What, without any effort, stirs up this unfathomable joy? A few words from the commentary. Some people have an Atlas complex. They carry the world on their shoulders. They believe that if they put the world down, it couldn't carry on by itself. Worry and fear, they think, are the motivators for right action. They think if they saw the world as perfect, they wouldn't act. But worrying about the world is a dead end. When nuclear proliferation is solved, global warming pops up. When global warming is solved, overpopulation starts looming. Then there's always the burning out of the sun and the infinite expansion or contraction of the universe, which leaves us at zero any way you slice it. When we realize and discover ourselves, we wake up from these mortal dramas as if from a dream. And whether we act or don't act, voila, miraculously, without exception, things turn out exactly the way they do. Take a breath of ease. Feel the words of this master telling us to let go. The Tao has us. It's said in the Tao Te Ching that the Tao's meshes, its net is wide, but it doesn't let a thing slip through. And that would include you and your life. Breathe ease this morning. Breathe peace. And most of all, make a commitment in your heart to live this peace as best you can every moment of every day. Thank you.
Well, welcome back to the real world-ish, I guess. Breathing that peace and just keeping it going through our daily lives. That's the practice. That's the ticket right there. And I'm reminded, as you were speaking, Craig, of a song that we used to open our service with. Seek ye first the kingdom of God, which is within, and everything else will be what it is. And it'll all be okay. Well, welcome again. My name is Stephanie Aho. It's my great joy to be your Sunday service assistant here and offer up some welcome to our first-time guests, especially here in person and online. And we are so grateful that you have joined us today. Here at Unity of Tustin, we believe in one God, one heart, many paths. And our mission is to transform lives and inspire people to make a positive difference in the world. We're a fully inclusive community of all walks of life and would like you to know that whatever your background and wherever you are on your spiritual path, we are glad you're here to continue that journey with us. Our ushers are coming forward with flowers and information packets to offer as a gift for our first or second time visitors. If you're comfortable doing so, please raise your hand so we can find you, or they can find you. Anyone here for the first time? Welcome. Welcome. And welcome back, everyone. And we invite you and everyone to join us after service for the food and fellowship around the hospitality table. And make sure to stop by our new open door bookshop / reading room / welcome center. And always we have our Reiki practitioners and wearing green ribbons and prayer chaplains wearing white that are always at the entrance to the meditation gardens at the table there that also has the prayer request box. And We're ready to offer prayer and healing. All prayers are confidential. We love to pray with you. And the prayer request forms, if you'd rather just do a written thing, are in the seat backs in front of you and also at the table to leave in that box, where they'll be lovingly held in prayer by our silent prayer team. There's always so much happening here at our campus of consciousness, and so to make sure you don't miss out, check your email every Friday for our e-blast newsletter, and also visit our welcome table with flyers and sign-up sheets, and also in the open door to answer any questions you might have. And I believe, I just wanted to clarify, make sure the sound bath is going to be in here, yes? Okay, at 1 o'clock, great. And now is the time for our love offering, and there's many electronic ways to give, as we know here, showing on the screen and in the cards in front of you. We also receive live in-person donations by passing our offering bags, and as those come by, in whatever way you've chosen to give, just take a moment to connect with that spirit of giving. And now Craig will say a few words.
Go ahead. So as you give and we bring our offerings to God, unity is a community of peace, isn't it? This is what we practice here. One of the main practices is cultivating that peace, as I said, bringing that into the world to others. So just know as you give your donation that it's furthering the cause of peace. Because as I say every month, without your offerings, we would not have a church. It's that simple. So know that what you give is multiplied. That will come back to you, and it will move into the world, that energy, to bring peace to everybody that comes here for the first time or many times, and they're able to bring that peace, as all of you will do through your peace, bringing it into the world today and this week and beyond. Okay, let's read the love offering blessing. Ready? Divine love, as we blesses and multiplies all that we are, all that we have, all that we give, all that we receive.
Has some more music for us, Nick?
Thank you. The sun is rising on your life now. The sun is shining on the people you love. There's never been a better day, so take a breath and with me say, I love you, friends and neighbors. I love you, wives and daughters. I love you, sons and husbands. I love you, brothers and sisters. I love you, friends and foes. And I love me too. Love is flowing into your heart now. Love is filling all the people you love. The world is a better place when you open your heart and say, I love you, friends and neighbors. I love you, wives and daughters. I love you, sons and husbands. I love you, brothers and sisters. I love you, friends and foes. And I love me too. Energy is flowing into your life now. circulating to all the people you love. Giving is receiving, and living is believing. Say it with me. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. And I love me too.
Thank you, Nick.
Oh, that was so wonderful, Nick. We love you too.
Yes.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
definitely.
Love
Can
you.
you just feel that love? And let's carry that out into the world. And as we rise now to say our prayer for protection, together, the light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And go forth and be the light and love that you are.